You know what I mean? Everything is a fight. Everything is an argument. She keep talking about how do you lead? What do you mean? How do we lead? You gonna give us pushback? To me, we were trying to tell you, don't vote for Harris. What did y'all do? Give us severe pushback. Lead them Democrat. Look at them policies. Look at what's going on. Lead that. You didn't want to listen to us, right? Y'all started a whole divestiture movement, in which is really unsuccessful. I mean, you ain't seen no men. You see men talking about going their own way, like, nah, I'm out of here. Passport bros just say we out of here. That SYSBM, they like, nah, we just out of here. You know what I mean? It's like y'all have feminism has turned y'all into radical feminists now. Like, y'all keep saying that y'all get the best of the best when y'all get white men, but we've seen a whole lot of private piles and Forrest Gumps y'all done showed up with. Travis Kelsey didn't marry Kaylee Nicole, and she been crying ever since. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, let's stop the madness. Let's kind of live in reality right now. It's problems on both sides, but to me, that woman was looking for excuses. She was looking for excuses to justify degenerate behavior. When it comes to listening to black men and really peep game, I don't know if y'all know y'all doing it subconsciously or what, but you will take the word of a homosexual black man, right? You won't listen to the heterosexual black man. You'll go get a soft, sweet black man who don't even like women, but then you'll listen to him.
And when you see this whole wave of them showing you these images of black of non black men with black women, and you see this illusion of more white men dating black women, that's not a sign of black women on the come up. That's a sign of the white man's decline, right? And I challenge anyone to challenge me on this. White men are in decline. Like I say it all the time, things don't happen overnight. They happen gradually. His birth rates are in decline. That the reason why it's seen as being more treasonous when black women do it is because a lot of we got this whole wave of black women that'll step outside of the group and date other men. Most black men don't even care about it. Like, well, I think some black men are too lenient about it. Most black men don't even care. But you can't do that and then turn around and bash black men publicly, because that's like double treason. You know what I mean? In my view, you can't get with a white man and then turn around and be on public platforms saying disparaging things about black men,
right?
And think that when you get in a jam or you get into some trouble, you can come back to us. There's a new generation rising up. You go across the street, you can't bring your ass back across the street, right? Because I feel like the issue is we're not cohesive, right? We're not cohesive. When I pull up to the drive-thru, or any one of these brothers pull up to the drive-thru, we get more attitude than the white boy. We get more attitude than Bob and Brad. We get more attitude than Jose. We get more attitude than Chinaman. You know what I mean? And we can't build if we don't get that straight. A lot of brothers, I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of brothers, the gripe, the dating is one thing, right? But our gripe is when we come on jobs and we see you cooning and buffooning and throwing brothers under the bus, that affects our upward mobility. You know what I mean? And all of these brothers ain't gonna just simp it out for the rest of their life. There's a new generation rising up. You're gonna, and I'm saying this because I don't want black women to find themselves in a situation where when you get in an argument with some non-black man at a gas station, brothers just gonna look at you and keep it pushing and keep it moving. You know what I mean? You're gonna find yourself in a situation where black men are gonna let the world beat up on you, and I promise you, there is animosity coming your way. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people associate black women, and I'm telling you, because I'm in these conversations. A lot of people associate black women with this liberal culture, this liberal hysteria, and it bothers me is because I meet a lot of sisters, not most, but a lot of sisters. They not with this stuff. They understand what's happening. They see the play, and I have a deep love and a deep appreciation for those sisters. And there's a population of black men that are going to have to date out. See, understand black women's games. I'm surprised y'all don't. a lot of what they do, they project that on us. They say black men hate themselves. Black men don't hate themselves. Black men are proud to be black for the most part. We walk around with fades. You know, we walk around with waves, dreads. I see it all day. That is a projection. You know what I mean? Black men love being black men. So right now, I'm gonna tell you what the new projection is. The new projection is, you see what she said. She said, we're dating out now and black men are jealous. No, the numbers don't reflect that. Right? I mean, they should be ashamed that your men your men have more marriages than you. Marriage ain't our problem. That's black women's problem. Because you have a significant amount of men that can live the rest of their lives as bachelors. I'm not here to judge them. You got every right to do what you want to do, black man. You know what I mean? If everyone else is liberated, we already liberated everyone else. I'm waiting for us to liberate ourselves. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna break it down. This is the real issue, right? And I can take the backlash that'll come from this, because I position myself to where I don't work for these people. I work for myself. I'll talk crazy on this podcast, and you can't fire me. Listen and learn, brothers. This is why you need to position yourself and understand power dynamics and leverage. The way that black American women, not all, but too many, work collaboratively with white supremacy. We get killed. Next thing you know, Merrill Lynch got a bag for who? Pardon me. Goldman Sachs got a bag for who? They didn't have a bag for black males. They had a bag for black women. And black women accepted with no complaints. And not only did they accept that money, they turned around and said, we got the money because we worked the damn. You didn't get the money because you're not worth the damn. Let's talk about when Obama bitch ass actually tried to do something. One of the few things he tried to do with My Brother's Keeper. Do you know who got together and galvanized to shut down My Brother's Keeper? Yeah, your queens. Your black queens got together to shut that down. Knowing that we got a situation where young black boys are not reading at their grade level. You know what I mean? There's a reason why that's happening. It's the same reason during slavery they said it was forbidden for us to read, because if you're not literate, you can only elevate to a certain point. You can't elevate. There's an economic wall that you'll hit if you're not literate. And they're doing the same thing today. You know what I mean? The way that women flex, most women flex, black women can't flex in that manner. This is why a lot of them are in competition with their men. Because when you compare what's going on with their children compared to what's going on with other women from other communities and their children, they'll get quiet, right? They can't checkmate you on that level. When you talk about STDs, okay, we're talking about mating, right? We're talking about, she's talking about how black men are not loyal when they date out. Black women lead in STDs. I dare any one of you to challenge me and say what I'm saying is false. Hit the link. Bring your ass up here on this panel. And I'll be more than happy to give you a slow roast. You're going to get cooked this afternoon. Right? They lead in STDs. Right? If you look at the history of what took place in Japan, you had some of those Japanese women that would die before they let those white colonizers rape them. Pardon me, I mean Vietnam, the Vietnamese women. Some of them would die before they would be ravaged by the white man. But when you look at your black women's history, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that they weren't taken advantage of, and I don't have any compassion for that. I do. But they've been working collaboratively with white men for quite some time. You know what I mean? The Miss Chantel, or whatever her name was, the freedom that she enjoys to bash black men publicly. Black men fought and died and made sacrifices for her to even be in a position to do that. Don't ever let anyone give you this false narrative that white people enslaved us and then they felt bad for us. No, we fought and we rebelled. Black men fought and they rebelled. The black men that enlisted in the Civil War and helped the Union win the Civil War. The black men that fought for civil rights. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. They don't have that in any other community. But yet, every day, as a black man, you're told that you didn't build anything. These other groups of men are better than you. When these men envy us, if you and real black men notice, you brothers notice, the same men that they say are better than us envy us, and they don't even get anything from those men outside of being pumped and dumped. The best of of black women get pumped and dumped when they step outside of the community. What I'm really concerned about, and we're not going to shy away from this, is I want to talk about the treason of the modern day black woman. Now I want y'all brothers to pay attention, right? Because y'all are skillful now. Y'all know how to curb the conversation and get up out of. Y'all get up out of there real quick. But we're going to have this conversation right here about the treason of the black American woman. Not all. And the reason, and I'm going to tell you something. It may sound like I'm being hard on black women, but I'm going to tell you why it pisses me off. Because that treason affects the good black woman that I have in my family and the good black women that really aren't like that. Because there's an animosity building up. I'm going to tell you the truth. And now you're in a situation where not only are black men, there's a new generation of black men that are frustrated with you. And there's a backlash coming. Mark my words, you will see this backlash. You have a whole demographic of white men, Hispanic men, and other men that are frustrated with black women because you've been cooning and buffooning for this Democratic Party, pushing these liberal policies that pretty much already destroyed the black community, but now they're destroying other communities. So let's talk about what you really fought for. Let's talk about Loving versus Virginia, right? I'm not saying that to hurt black women. That's the truth. That's what you fought for. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So touch on that.
Like women fighting for interracial marriage. I understand that at the same time, there was a whole movement about that and men were also included in that. It just so happens that that case right there became popular. However, black women, as you said, was a part of that movement. So if we're going to say a word straight, yes, we, just as much as black men, fought for interracial marriage in a time when anything with race.
You're lying. We got to have a conversation.
I got.
It wasn't Black America versus Virginia. It was Loving versus Virginia.
So that's what I was saying. Well, I'm saying that case came at a time when there was a movement outside the civil rights movement for other things other than civil rights. So I do understand how that came to be. But what I want to say is we can say that black women were equally a part of that. We can say that and still maintain.
You fought for it. You were the demographic that fought to be in the bedroom with white men when they had the access. You were. Now we're not talking about individual black men that just chose to be with a white woman. You know what I mean? That's just one thing. You know what I mean? You have that in every race and culture. But as far as who fought for it to be the law of the land, that's you. You own that. When you walk around and you look yourself in the mirror as a black woman, understand it. Your demographic fought for that. You're not going to put that on black men. Now, black men are more black men are more successful than you guys at dating out. I'm not saying that to try to flex on you. It's the truth. 1 + 1 = 2. Black men are more successful at dating out than black women. But black women did fight for interracial marriages when at a point in time when we had a whole lot more to fight for, because we're still not done. We got a lot more to fight for at this point. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, and I'm not putting it on any specific side, is because I have seen documentation and I've seen photographs of black men with signs talking about interracial marriage rights. I got people in my family who were there that understood what that plight was. So I'm not speaking from a standpoint of trying to make a point about it. Excuse me?
Can you validate your claim? Can you be a good example of the good black woman and validate your claim and tell me the movement that black men had for interracial?
It wasn't a movement for black men.
Tell me, give me a name, because I gave you a name. I said Loving versus Virginia. I want y'all to watch it.
Hold on. There was no movement for black men in that regard. Black men were not the movement. It was a communal issue where multiple different types of people was a part of it. It wasn't just black people on top of that. So I'm not trying to make that a black movement.
What's the name of that movement? You have yet to name the movement.
It's no official name on it. It's just the interracial movement. That's it. There's no official.
We'll just believe you. We'll just give you, because you do have a benefit of the doubt. As a black American woman, you do have a benefit of the doubt that black men don't have, right? So we'll just take what you say and run with it, even though you can't validate or back up your claim. You know what I mean?
Not really a claim that I'm trying to make to say one way or the other, because you can say, well, black women was the leader, right? You can say that, and that may matter if black men date out at a rate of 15 and even 20%, when the top tier of black men might do that a little more. It's okay. It's been the case for 6,000 years. That's how it be.
Well, I gotta correct you, sweetie. The majority. Hold on one second. The
Yeah.
majority of top tier men don't date out. If you look at the majority of black men are millionaires, the overwhelming majority are still married to black women. Black women have a problem with being influenced with media. You see the few guys on media and on TV, you think that represents the majority. The average black man, whether he be poor or he makes a lot of money, the overwhelming majority are still with black women.